Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. It's darker in here this time because I'm shooting later, so I don't have any natural light, but it might be kind of a win because the last episode was a little bit overexposed. Cat, what are you doing? He's like mauling my shawl right now. Like it's a thing. Oh, did you guys hear that Zynga totally bought OMG Pop? OMG Pop are the ones that made Draw Something, and apparently they're working with the Wu-Tang Clan to make a urban Farmville right now. I don't know, Draw Something for me, like, right now I think I have 12, maybe 13 different games going that I haven't checked in like 2 days. I get like really into games like that for about a day, maybe 2, maybe 3 if it's a really good one, and then I just kind of drop it. But that game, man, just took off. Zynga was like, hey, you wanna come here? You wanna come nestle yourself against my bosom? OMG Pop has had a fairly successful game website for a while, and I think that people are just finding out about them through this game for the most part. Wait, but are you ready? Are you prepared for how much they paid for this company? $200 million. $200 million. And you know, that was supposed to be just like a blip in this video, not a big old thing. So let's move on. How many of you have played or currently play Vanguard? If you do, it is about to become free to play. Sony Online Entertainment is really big into making their MMOs into free to play, and I am way okay with it. And for those of you who are saying, man, Vanguard, really? It's a little too late, don't you think? Don't you think you should have done this quite a while ago? By this point, not many people really care anymore. Beyond it just becoming free to play, they are getting a whole new team of devs. They're going to make sure that there are new updates, that there's new content. So it's actually getting kind of an overhaul. I feel like this is an MMO that doesn't get a whole lot of attention, not that many people know a lot about it, and so making it free to play might interest people in trying it out for the first time, regardless of whether or not they know anything about it. And I think that's one of the cool things about free to play is there are so many MMOs out there now that really the best way to get your game noticed is to say, by the way, it's free. You can just try it out, do whatever you want. So are you guys ready for the newest? So like what can I do to make sure that my kid doesn't like turn into a super violent murderer because of all of these video games? Rest assured, parents, any game regardless of actual content with a rating of E or higher will get the following label put on them if the act goes through. Warning, exposure to violent video games has been linked to aggressive behavior. Does not matter what the game is about, what you do in the game, we just have that label, no matter what. Okay, so at first I was like, who cares? If they put this on there, it's not a big deal. People are gonna keep playing video games, it doesn't really matter. But then I realized that it was going to insinuate that every game that has this label is violent in some way. My mom learned really quickly that just because I wanted to rent an anime, it didn't mean that that anime wasn't going to have all sorts of gore or nudity or whatnot, and she started checking the labels before she would let me rent things. I think that there are plenty of parents who also realize that just because, you know, the box looks all happy and has pink on it, that doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't going to be violent. Smash cut to parents all over looking on the back of these boxes and going, aggressive violent well, I guess we're not getting this one. No, but it has an E. It has an E for everyone. It's not, this label doesn't mean that it's violent, it's just a general It would be a total misrepresentation of the products that it would be on. It doesn't make any sense. Here is my favorite part though, that in defense of the Violence in Video Games Labeling Act. Oh, I know, isn't it just so fantastically named? A representative said, the video game industry has a responsibility to parents, families, and to consumers to inform them of the potentially damaging content that is often found in their products. They have repeatedly failed to live up to this responsibility. There's an E. There's an E on the box. There's a rating on the box. This movie says rated R, this game says M for mature. What else do you want us to do? As a final bit of news, any of you who played Mass Effect 3 and were really upset with the ending and are part of any of the petitions or groups of people who are trying to get them to either add in new endings or change the ending, obviously I don't really care either way because I haven't played Mass Effect 3, I've never been super big into the franchise anyway. So BioWare has been saying for a few days now that they're definitely listening, that they're thinking about what people are saying, and that they do want to address everything that's going on. But they want to make it very clear that that doesn't necessarily mean that anything is going to be changed. They've described it as incredibly painful that the fans don't like the ending, and even though they want really badly to just like freak out and defend it and be like, no, you guys don't understand, you just don't get it, and the critics love it, so whatever. They do realize that the fans are the most important part of the process, so they're trying to respond with more humility than upsetness and heartbreak. Again, I haven't played it, I don't know what the ending is, but from what I understand, it either feels very lazy or it feels very much like it doesn't represent all of the choices that Mass Effect is so well known for. Anyway, I guess we're going to find out, you know, what the end result is of all of this hullabaloo that's been going on with the Mass Effect franchise. So I'll be interested to see where that all goes and what all happens and whether or not they decide to change anything. Anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that the image continued to get darker and darker and darker. It's pitch black outside now. So that's a thing. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you want to have coffee with me, you can click where I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you guys are having an awesome, awesome week. I hope your Wednesday was great, and I will talk to you again on Friday. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah. What else do you want us to do?